Hello, everyone. It is good to be here once again. Today, we're talking about how to expand your capacity for success. And we're using the LIA growth model. We have a growth model at the Life Inspired Academy, and we want to explore how we can expand our capacity for success using this model. So my name is Atinuke Oyewumi, and I am the Chief Learning Officer at Life Inspired Academy. And I'm inviting you and I'm saying, let us learn together. Yes, someone said that frustration happens when we are trying to do those things that we do not have capacity for. Please pay attention to that. Trying to do the things you do not have capacity for will lead automatically to frustration. If you look around you, do you think you've seen a number of people who are trying to succeed at things and yet they have refused to build capacity for those things? Okay, it's a very interesting discussion we have here today, and I want you to stay with me as we explore this topic. So let's see what capacity is really. We call capacity an enabler of success. It is what helps you to do. Okay, and if I ask you this question, how have you improved in recent times? Think about your skills. Think about your ability to get results. Are you able to achieve results better now than you could 2, 3, or 5 years ago? If your answer is yes, then I have good news for you. What it means is that your capacity actually is expanding. Being able to do something you couldn't do before means that you have expanded your capacity. So it's still interesting here, and I want to ask you this question again. Do you have a dream in your heart that transcends your current limitations? So if you have a dream in your heart that you need to stretch to achieve, yes, now you're seeing where capacity comes in. Anything you do not have right now, you do not have it because you don't have the capacity for it. When you stretch yourself, when you learn more, when you reskill, when you upskill for that dream in your heart, you would now find out that one way or the other, you have expanded your capacity. So the other question I'm asking you is, what is your vision for the future? Let's try to imagine that you have stretched up until what you are today, okay? And you have expanded capacity up until now. But what about the future? Do you think that the skills you have can take you right into the future and you would still be relevant? Please ponder on that question for a while. If you have a dream in your heart, for example, of a preferable picture that you want to see in your future, you have a preferable picture in your heart of what you want to see in the future. Have you now realized that there is a gap between where you are right now and where you would love to be? Yes, look at this picture and try to understand what I am saying. You're looking at it from afar. You don't have it now because you don't have the capacity yet. There is a gap and you need to bridge that gap. In order to bridge that gap, you may have to reskill. You may have to upskill. And when you do these things, basically you're expanding your capacity. So I love to say this, at the heart of every possibility is personal change. Right at the heart of everything you can imagine for your future is personal change. So basically, the statement here that you need to pay attention to is the fact that it is not a given that the future will be better. There is no guarantee that the future will be better unless you go through personal change. It takes change for things to get better. So yes, we're talking about personal change. I have this change equation that I really love. And it says D multiplied by V multiplied by F must be greater than R. And let's see what D is. D is saying dissatisfaction with status quo. Are you dissatisfied with where you are? Please note that I'm not talking about the fact that you're not content. Yes, you are content. Yes, you're grateful for where you are. But I am asking you that if you remain the way you are for the next 5 years, not adding a new skill, not expanding your network, do you think that the future really will be easier? So, do you have a vision? If you don't have a vision of the preferable future you want to see, it really is difficult to even talk about personal change. There must be something you desire. This happened to me so many years back where everything just wasn't working out for me. And rather than give up, I just planted a picture in my heart. I just put a beautiful picture there. I didn't even have the resources to, and I had to get those things. I didn't know how I would get those things. But I said, if this picture is not there, waking up daily may not be worthwhile. Okay? So you must put a vision in your heart. And then once you have the vision, you must think of the first steps. Practical first steps that you're going to take change really can be overwhelming. I'm sure you know that. So the combination of these three, you're dissatisfied with where you are, you have a vision of where you would prefer to be, and you can figure out where to start from. If these three are greater than your resistance to change, then trust me, you're really going to succeed. A lot of people approach success as though it was really difficult. But you know that things are not that difficult, and it only takes you to get certain things right. So please do not forget this change equation, and you can always come back to check what this is. So let me go into our growth model. The life-inspired growth model is talking about K multiplied by W multiplied by U. I'm sorry, I'll take that again. K multiplied by U multiplied by W, K, and multiplied by D, we believe would give you SS. And you can see on the screen what all of this means. We're saying knowledge, understanding, wisdom, and a strategic direction would give you sustainable success. So let me break this down and then you can see. When we're talking about knowledge, it's really important for us to know that we cannot succeed at anything that we're not knowledgeable about. Have you not seen around you sometimes that people invest a lot in businesses that they know sometimes virtually nothing about? Does it not surprise you? I saw someone retire at some point, and this man gathered all his gratuity and he invested in a business that he had no knowledge of. That really was a wrong move, and it actually cost him his health because that business did not work. So you need to acquire facts. You need acquisition of facts. But what we usually say here is that there is a limit to how far knowledge will take you. Okay, knowledge is simply knowing. There's a difference between what is happening and what is going on. Okay, so what is happening may just give you some facts, but the people who are able to deduce what is going on have something more than knowledge. And what is that thing? They have understanding. So we use the iceberg theory here that says that what you see at the top of the iceberg is insignificant compared to what lies beneath the iceberg, beneath the water level. Okay, so if you have knowledge, yes, can you diagnose a problem? Having understanding means that you gain insights. You get to that aha moment where you say, I see, this is why this thing does this. That goes beyond just acquiring knowledge. You're seeing below the water level. As a matter of fact, if you cannot diagnose a problem, you cannot do your job well. you really will not be effective in what you do. For many business people, they create the wrong value. Imagine you have a product and you're selling it to the wrong target. Okay, the product is great, but you may not be selling to the right people. Or sometimes the product may not be great. So a higher level of knowing is what we call understanding. And we need to have this for us to be effective. Sometimes it is where you decide to situate your business. Okay? Sometimes it is how you understand what is going on in your industry, in your sector. So when you're in the workplace and you're making contribution, people will turn and look at you and wonder, wow, are we really in the same office? How do you know these things? It is because you have insights beyond knowledge. So let's talk about wisdom. It's really very interesting here. What do you have? We call wisdom the discernment that comes from perspective. This is deeper. Good judgment of people, of situations, and a great sense of timing. Yes, someone was saying the other day that knowledge is knowing what to say, but wisdom will teach you whether to say it or not. So basically, you're talking about judgment here. And then, of course, how do these things come into play? Emotional intelligence, power intelligence, strategic intelligence, attitudinal intelligence, all of these are learnable skills. But when you demonstrate these things, we would say, wow, you really are a wise person. So does it mean we can learn wisdom? I want you to figure that out by yourself. Yes, we are winding down. And of course, we're saying that if you combine knowledge, understanding, wisdom, and a strategic direction, you're going to have success just ahead. So what does strategic direction mean? It means your own personal lane. It means your true north, okay, based on your strengths, and of course, carefully designed to minimize the effect of your weaknesses. Your lane, your true north, based on your strengths, carefully designed to minimize the effect of your weaknesses. That is your strategic direction. I also want you to pay attention to some people around you who say they want to benchmark what others are doing. So they end up copying others. And you really do not know if you're copying what may be difficult for you, but easier for another person to do. So you have your lane that you should stay on. You can have all the knowledge, all the understanding, all the wisdom, but if you don't have the right direction to put your time, energy, and money and other resources, you really still will not be effective. So a combination of those four will give you sustainable success. Okay, and I'm asking you again, what success do you desire? In your business, in your profession, what success do you see ahead of you? Do you wish to increase the value of your contribution so that you can remain relevant way into the future? Do you know that it really does not take a lot for people to lose relevance? Just ignore growth, you would lose relevance. All right. I want to leave this with you. The vision of a preferable future is what triggers the need for growth. Without this, people waste. What do they waste? When you don't have a vision, you would waste your potential. You would waste money. You would waste time, energy. You would waste opportunities. Wherever you're seated right now, there's so many opportunities around you. But only a vision in your future can attract opportunities. Are you able to see opportunities? Please put a vision in your heart and watch the difference. So what is your picture for the future? That picture, does it give you a need to expand your capacity? If yes, then welcome to a situation where you want to broaden your horizons, where you want to think globally. I have this experience with many people that I coach. They work in organizations where competence is not really regarded. You can have your way whether you're competent or not. So this tends to affect them. They do not grow. They just get by. And I often ask them, are you seeing that the only place you can function is that organization? Do you think the only place you can work is this country? Do you know you can be in this country and be earning from other countries because you have expertise? And then their minds open. And they say to me, I never saw it that way before. So we must think globally. I have friends, I have colleagues in the USA, in India, that we work together. I pay from here. They pay me from there. So you must think globally beyond the limitations of your environment. Prepare for a very beautiful future ahead of you. All right. I think that I've come to the end of that session on expanding your capacity. I hope that you have seen a need to put a dream in your heart so that you can work towards a future that is more preferable for you. So let me invite you to join us at this Personal Effectiveness Masterclass. It's a virtual program and we call it Building a Future Ready and Fulfilling Career with 360 degrees intelligence. You're going to learn a lot of other intelligences beyond IQ. IQ, a lot of times, is overrated. I know that we need technical competence, but do you know that the people on a daily basis who walk away with the best deals are not really the most technically competent? They have a lot of other skills that they bring to the table. Okay, and where things are going, what the economies are saying, you need to know that there is a different way to grow for you to sustain relevance way into the future. It's a virtual program, as I said, and you're going to have access to video recordings for 6 months post-training. And then, of course, we have for you 2 personal coaching sessions. Whatever you've learned in the training, you can have a one-on-one coaching session where you discuss those lessons and ask questions. How do I use all of these things to build a career? This may be your first career. You may be transiting to a second or third career. But trust me, the lessons that you would learn in this training will take you really far. I hope you're able to gain something from this session on expanding your capacity. If yes, kindly do let me know. And I'll just say thank you for your time and attention. Thank you.